Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
I'm Slidewhistle. Fuck you, chicken strips.
I am Immunization, and like literally immunization because I got my Pfizer shot this week, baby.
Ooh, I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire, Horde Punching Bag, and I'm a Moderna Mama. Ooh, gonna get my next one in 2 weeks. But what's up with them chicken strips? What's going on with that?
Fuck you, chicken strips. Check me fully vaccinated for 3 months. Catch up, rest of the world.
Liar! Ooh. Okay.
That's not a lie. Excuse me.
Straight up, because I have half of the magic juice flowing through my veins, I was ready to start getting a little sketch with it. I was this close. I was on my phone to get my shot in Ohio and be like, oh, I work for an organization that works with the police. I'm pretty much law enforcement.
Is that what your line of thinking was?
Yeah. I was like, what are they going to do? Check me? It's Toledo. But
and the truth is, they don't check you. My company was encouraging us all to just say that we're part of like the energy sector, which technically we are because we like design solar. But like, they're like, yeah, if you say this, they won't ask questions. You can like prioritize yourself and get that vaccine.
Other people need this vaccine, and you're stealing their spots.
Oh, you know we're about to hit the wall of people who don't trust or want to take it because they think that it's like the mark of the devil or something. So I feel like we're fine.
All I know is I was in line. I had my medical card. I was like, Aaron, you're so ready. I finally get there. I was like, and they're like, sit down in the seat. Look the other way if you're squeamish. Oh, that was it? They're like, yeah, go now sit down for 10 minutes and leave. I'm like, okay.
Can you trust it if it was in Ohio, though? I wouldn't trust a goddamn thing an Ohio person did to me.
I don't trust Ohio. It is the only state I've been through where they still have bathrooms that require keys on the outside of gas stations. What is that? It's 2021, Ohio. Why are we doing that?
They don't want your kind around there.
They don't want my poop.
So my mom has been listening to the podcast. She's been binging
Oh,
it.
no!
However, she said, and I quote, yeah, you guys are really nerdy, though, so whenever you talk about the actual game, I turn it off and go to the next one. So she literally just listens for the 5 minutes of non-wild talk at the beginning.
But she's been binging that 5-minute content.
She's trying to find the part where we talk about her, and she thinks that I'm holding back this information from her, and I'm like, I literally do not know the episode number that I name-dropped you on. What do you want me to do? Like, if you're binging it, just keep binging it, and you'll find it eventually, I guess.
Yeah, I assume it was in the beginning segment when she called, but who knows? She could have called like in the middle of the episode. I do not remember.
I hate to say it, but I do think it was at least one Warcraft topic in, so she's going to have to stomach the pain to try and find it.
She gave a very honest review of the show, too, and it was really weird, because she wasn't, like, fucking around when she was talking about it.
Oh, shit, what's the Maria response?
She was just like, Aaron he surprised me with dad jokes that I didn't think he would know or would make me laugh. So congrats, you made Maria laugh with dad jokes.
Oh boy. I you know what, I always mark my Maria victories down because in the same trip, she was like, you're one of Slidewhistle's good friends. And then like 15 minutes later, she was like, are you Austin? White people look the same. I said, okay.
And then she was like, oh, wow, Immunization, you're really proud of you. You really surprised me. I did not think you were going to be like that in the podcast, and it's a good thing. And I'm like, what?
Not 100% sure what that means, but probably because I don't really say much around her. But
I'm her favorite, so get fucked, everybody. You all lose.
I'm not even my mother's favorite. The only episodes she listened to are Cubby Bubs too, and she was like, why don't you let her talk more? I'm like, that's fair.
When is your mom going to be on the podcast? We should get all of our moms on the podcast at one point. Maybe
she
for Mother's Day.
honestly would love to, not because of a love of World of Warcraft, but because she's like, Bear, this is your big ticket. You're going to be a big podcaster man and make millions. Like the top she always comes to me like, have you ever heard of Serial? Which is like the NPR one that has like a million zillion. I was like, we're not going to be the next Serial mother. She's like, not with that attitude.
Oh my god, for Mother's Day we should make all of our moms record and just give them show notes and see what happens. Just put them all on a call together and see how horrible it goes.
The first test would be like if they are able to like figure out how to record and coordinate a show.
Well, I feel like we would have to obviously help them do that part, right? I don't think we could do it with
no.
Let them. There's no way. My mom can't. No, there's no way.
Too bad, Laura. You got to learn. Bear, what does this do? Fuck it, I'm not helping. I'm getting drunk in the next room.
It would take them probably a literal year to figure out on their own together. Like, there's no way. All right, Maria, you can turn it off now. This is the part you probably don't want to hear anymore.
We're gonna go into the game, Maria. So this has been a nice 5 or so minutes. See you next time.
But I guess before we go into the game itself, we got a review on Warcraft Radio Podcast Directory from our girl Gershom, and she gave us a 5-star rating, and she says, I have 2 absolutely favorite WoW podcasts of many, and this is one of them. Many thanks to Immunization, Aaron, and Slidewhistle for providing an off-the-rails, way beyond fun, and super not safe for work pod. I geek for this pod in the best/worst way. Love you guys. Heart, Gershom.
Oh, love you too, Gershom.
What's the other podcast?
I'm not sure. Maybe LFR, because that's where I met her in their podcast Discord.
Oh my god. Wait, you stole a fan from LFR podcast? You went into the Discord and you yanked somebody to the other side?
No. I yanked her to the Mists of Tyrannosaith.
I have been planning to invade some communities recently. Just being like, wow, oh my goodness. I do love episode 32 of this show. Have you listened to episode 74 of Do Not Relent? Sort of like how you go into like the Warcraft Reddit and being like, oh my goodness, they talked about this very issue on episode 92 of my favorite show.
You know, I'm kind of bummed. I haven't been able to do that on Reddit because nobody has asked about podcast recommendations in 180 days. It's ridiculous. Who am I going to poach from?
I still think people are not listening to podcasts as much because of the pandemic.
Wrong.
But, yeah. I guess we need to take a shot for this review. So I poured myself a Svedka shot. I'm ready to go.
Bottoms up.
I guess I'll drink mine.
I meant to say, I was talking to Drag Race today, and he was saying that he found us at the bottom of a starting zone. And I'm like, oh shit, we're showing up on like real shows?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, just like on Spotify, it's like, are you listening to Warcraft podcast? Maybe you should listen to this one. But I was like, oh, fuck. There's a bunch of like other better shows that should be there instead of us. But there we were.
Hell yeah. I'll take that shit. We don't... See, honestly, it's a little bit hard for us to get, I don't know what you call it, promotion? Because I feel like every other podcast is like tied through either CTR or AIE. And we're just out here on our own, digging our own trenches.
Yeah, we're just like 3 freaks in the middle of nowhere off on our own. Not well connected, but here we are.
Listen, we just gotta find all the other non-connected people, or the people who, I don't know, people don't seem to talk to. Where's Pwnecast? We need to team up with Pwnecast. I love fucking Pwnecast, and they have not posted in like 6 months, and I'm so sad. Belle, where are you? Please
they're
post.
preparing a real humdinger for you.
Belle, if you somehow hear this, please invite us to be guest hosts on your... What's the word for like 4 times a year show? Quad annual show?
Yeah, a quadrennial show.
Like, I legitimately I wish she'd post more. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, Belle, post more. Because she's probably busy. And, I don't know. But that'd be awesome. If we were on Pwnecast, that'd be fucking dope. I almost danced with Belle at BlizzCon, okay? So I was almost the Belle of the ball.
Oh, what?
Wow, dancing with Belle, stealing Ian's wine glass? You've got quite the pedigree over there. It's a shame 2020 slowed you down.
Right? 2020 really put a fucking hole in my pants. But thanks, Gershom. Maybe if time walking comes around, maybe I'll level some stuff. Because time walking, because you leveled your character for time walking, didn't you? Immune to play with them?
Yeah, so I actually got my Horde Druid to max level, started gearing up Comass, and with the LFR Discord crew, we started running some time walking so that we could get our normal Nathria gear last week. And it was fun. Like, yeah, we were just hanging out in Discord, voice chat, running some dungeons. Some of those dungeons, not only are these BC dungeons, like, awful, but, like, some of them are, like, really rough if you don't know the mechanics. Like, those things will blow you up, especially if you pull a little too much.
Like what were you fighting in the hallway for too long?
Oh yeah, at the beginning of Alcatraz, or if you don't like pull through, yeah, that was one of our struggles. But it was so funny because I feel like on last week's show, what was the particular BC dungeon, the one where you're just like with Medivh in the portals?
Morass.
Yeah,
Black Morass.
right. We were shitting on that last week, and then literally the first time walking dungeon that we queue into was that.
Ugh, that dungeon is so fucking bad.
Awful.
Okay, we have two segues here. There's the fork ahead of us. No, the path ahead of us is forks.
the Choose Your Own Adventure podcast we always dream to be. If you guys want to listen to number 1, keep listening. If you want to listen to number 2, turn to page 78.
Oh my god, it's like one of those like Goosebumps like audio recordings.
Yes. Okay, so here are the two paths. Turn to page 78 if you'd like to continue the discussion on Burning Crusade. Turn to page 112 if you'd like to talk about something within the Black Morass that may have effects on our future.
Flips to page 112.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one. I feel like that segue is a little more cohesive.
So I was listening to, I think it was WoW Killer with Tally and Garrett, and they were talking about, so you know how we're in the Shadowlands currently, and how there's time works differently. Time works differently in that realm, and like Jaina thinks that she was imprisoned for X years. You know what I mean? Like, so what if we come back from the Shadowlands to Azeroth and we time skip? Like we like skip forward in time. Because, you know, time works differently and we're in there. And their big thing was basically like, well, I don't like it when games fast forward us through time because then it's weird and you miss out on what happened. But what if the infinite dragonflight plays a part in our skipping forward? And basically, Chromie can roll us back to our original timeline. So what if we get to see, like, it's almost like an alternate timeline, kind of like Draenor, except on Azeroth. But, like, nothing has to stay the same. They can roll us backwards, back to the original date.
So it's an expansion that is sort of like Kata in that it takes place in Azeroth, but it's an alternate Kata, or an alternate Azeroth. So you do stuff there, and then the very last thing will be like, Crow's Dormu, send us back in time.
Yes. Because when they were talking about it, they were talking about, well, I don't know how it would work because like time skips suck, and they didn't have the part about going back. That was my part. So that like the Avian Dragonflight is insane, and we know that Nozdormu's evil twin, what's he called, Zadramnu.
It's just Nozdormu backwards, right?
I think it's the letters are switched around. But like the ultimate chaos knows Dormu. What the fuck's his name? It's gonna bother me. So like they can like have anything happen. Like they can kill leaders. Like they can like make new cities. They can destroy cities. And then like it would kind of suck to waste resources on like making high res broken cities just to like roll back to old Stormwind, I guess.
Everyone, this is the research alarm. It is Morozond.
Morozond, my boy Mori.
So they were talking about this on that pod as like an idea for the next expansion, or just as an idea for maybe like a patch within this expansion?
You know, I don't really remember, to be honest. It could have been either or. But they were just saying that, like, what if we come back forward? And their example was Anduin in that comic where he's, like, really old, which I think they've already retconned that comic to begin with. But
Oh, the one where he's talking to Velen and it's just like in the future and he's old and gray.
Yeah, we're like he anyone has like a beard and he's like really old. So like, but like they could still like we could fast forward like 80 years in Azeroth and see what took over as we were gone. Like that'd be kind of like honestly, I think for a patch it works way better than for a whole expansion. That'd be
the
so
sheer
cool.
scale of that would be incredible to go to every single. What if they didn't though? What if it was like Stormwind is so changed, Ogrimmar so changed? You go to Booty Bay and it's like hello. It's just the same. It's just we didn't care about Booty Bay. 100 years from now, it's still the same shit.
I mean, but to be fair, with the Infinite Dragonflight, you could have a Zinashari bubble around a city.
That's
that
very
maybe the
true.
Infinite Dragonflight took over, and they like excelled time past that point with Thrall's little wife. What was her name? Lil Boo Thing that he loved.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her actual name, Lil Boo Thang.
Lil Boo Thang. Taretha Foxton.
Dude, that sounds like a fucking porn name. Is that real? Is that her actual name?
That is. You mean the human who got her head chopped off, right?
Yeah, they killed her, right? Fuck, they did.
Yeah,
didn't they?
Adis Blackmorn. Hey everyone, Aaron, who read the Christie Golden novels here. Yes, Adis Blackmorn's forces killed Taretha Foxton.
Yeah, that sounds like some
you guys
like
would know
Spanish
this
soap
if you
drama.
watched the BlizzCon Thrall panel that went on for 4 hours.
Oh my god. Speaking of that, though, like, there are a few other shows I was listening to at some point talking about how, like, do you think that they made this, like, huge panel of Thrall just because, like, maybe he's going to die during this expansion?
I mean, honestly, I don't see a reason why they can't just kill Thrall. Metzen has another company he's working with right now. He's not time to voice characters, you know what I mean? So they can either like lock him away in a prison like Illidan with Sargeras, or they can just kill him and be like, thank God, you know, he's done.
Who would you consider the orc rep after that? Like Eitrig?
No, man, you're right though. I don't know who the... Wait, isn't Eitrig
dead?
dead?
No, Eitrig is not dead. Sourfang is the only horde orc we have lost, and Nazgrim Guzzler.
Nazgrim, because Nazgrim is the one who was in Mop, right? Who was like, I will defend Garrosh, even though I know he's wrong.
Beat up Eitrig, because Eitrig's like, our allegiance is to the horde as a concept, and Nazgrim, the dummy he is like, our allegiance is to the war chief, no matter what he says. He wears the big boots, so I'll die for him.
It's like, dude, like, can't you read between the lines? Like, he's obviously an evil war chief. He's the final raid boss of an expansion. Like, read the room, Nazgrim.
You're the 7th boss of this raid. You should know something's wrong.
Look at the casting list that was posted on your door. But yeah, just some food for thought. I think they could really, if they... The only thing is, they would have to honestly, you're right, Aaron, work really hard to make a Infinite Dragonflight expansion really work. Because it'd be really weird to just leave old areas untouched. But updating the entire world to be time skipped would be an incredible effort. Like
even Kata, they just blew up like 6 or 7 areas and been like, that's the expansion. Like, look how hard we worked on the big scar in the Barrens.
Yeah, and if they did put that kind of effort, large-scale effort again, they would want it probably to be permanent, not something that we, during the expansion or patch, would just undo. So, I don't know. I do like the idea, though. I think it's a really cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the undoing part actually really puts a fucking hard hole in an MMO that would be really difficult to fill. I guess it could keep, like, if they update the graphics or like the particles for the area, they can keep that the same. But yeah, you know, maybe it's a dumb idea after all.
No, it's not dumb.
Oh,
I will say
it's
this
dumb. It's stupid.
It's been 11 years since they fucked up the map. I mean, maybe we can do it again.
Maybe the world just says fuck it. We like all of Azeroth's champions have literally just been in this time vortex for 10, 20, 30 Azeroth years. They come out. We're not undoing this. We're in the future now, baby. This is what it is.
That would be insane. And but I think like the more casual players and the RPers would have a lot of issue with that, right? Because then all of a sudden you're telling them, no, your character is fucking 80 years older, baby. I don't care what you say. You missed a lot back in your home city. Like,
Can you imagine the Gilneas RPers when they wake up one day, log in, and it's like, this isn't Forsaken City now. No!
oh man, you're not even allowed in the city gates. Get out.
You can Gilnean RP on just like the random farm ground 30 minutes in.
I think you guys severely underestimate how quickly these RPers would immediately write 30 years of personal fan fiction about their character in order to catch it up in time.
You're right. This may actually encourage them to be better RPers in general.
Exactly.
RPers
You guys have had the same city block to walk around for 10 years. Fucking, here's a new chapter. Write what your character does. Anyone who comes out of it will be a better RPer.
Do it.
So I guess I'm going to just slap a spoiler warning on here, even though we are always a very spoiler-heavy podcast. But we're going to talk about the 9.1 PTR that has been available now and the data mining that has occurred and the information we've learned so far. So if you don't want to know this, I guess skip ahead and some amount until maybe we start doing our sexiest bracket.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of this will change, but we're not going to talk like nitty gritty like into like this abilities changing, because we all fucking know that like the abilities, like those things get changed like 85 times before they're posted. But the bigger ideas like who we see data mined, big characters, or maybe like system changes. You know what I mean?
Excuse me, I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes talking about how Fire Mage is mastery based again.
Let's start there. Aaron, how do you feel about that?
I don't care, because also I was so bad at checking what stats I'm supposed to care about, I didn't even notice we switched. I started trending towards putting haste and stuff, because that's what we were supposed to do like 2 weeks ago. And then Drag Race let me know, like, oh, they're being mastery based again. And I was like, oh, cool. I guess I didn't miss anything then.
Yeah, I heard Drag Race was hitting you with those hot questions saying, Aaron, you gonna switch over to Arcane? Aaron, you gonna try to dabble in Frost?
And I said no. And I hid it behind goofs, but Drag Race, I just want to let you know, I'm not good at the game. My damage wouldn't be any better by min-maxing, so fire is neat. So that's why Growlina will stay fire.
I do highly recommend you to just try Frost. I love Frost. As somebody who's played both Frost and Fire, oh, it's so good.
I did try Frost for a little bit when you guys were like, you gotta pass the Pandaria trials to raid. The easiest was in Frost, so I have played it. It's neat enough, but I'm like, I don't get it.
Growlina's got an icy heart. I could see her using icicles to murder her foes. Like, bah, stab.
Her eyeballs are orange.
Orange eyeballs doesn't equal fire, Naruto Uzumaki, okay?
Think about how quirky and fun it would be for a Frost Mage to have, like, fire red eyes.
Or to have a fire mage have quirky eye-changing colors.
They change with her mood.
They change with her power.
Anyways, that's it. That's all that is.
But I'd say, let me just, like, burst right into, like, probably the most exciting news we've had so far, data mined in 9.1. And I'm talking about how we can now mog our shoulders separately, baby.
I love it.
This is actually... I'm not even kidding. It's actually huge. I was fucking around. I was fucking around on my shaman bludgeon, former warrior, and because she's an Ellie shaman right now, you know, I'm a dark iron dwarf. I've got cool ass shoulders, but because I'm Ellie, I need to have a shield on my left hand. I don't fucking know. And all of the shields that I have on her are so large or so nasty, like 2 pixel classic, that they're ugly, that they clip into my shoulders, into my shoulder, not both, just one. And I literally was like, if I could just turn off one fucking shoulder and have this big shield, that'd be so cool. And now, congrats, shield bearing classes. We can do it. I say we as if I am a shield bearing class, but we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was just thinking about this too in general, because, like, Aaron, do you remember in, I believe it was Legion, the, like, little squiggle that we would have on our one shoulder?
I was just about to say, the fact that the stupid Draenor era sausage.
Oh, the sausage, yeah, boy.
It's in my favorites because it's like the only thing in cloth that was just one shoulder.
Yeah.
I loved putting that sauce. I had to learn to love, rather, putting that sausage on because I was like, this is our one.
My mage, when he was still a Draenei in Draenor, he wore that sausage sack proudly on his right shoulder for fucking years.
And I'm just saying, like, sausage is back on the menu, boys.
Okay, wait. Do you think this means we could have dual sausages on both shoulders? Or will they not allow single shoulders to be double shoulders?
Probably the second thing you said. But, like, you could mog something in addition with the shoulder, like the sausage. But I don't know. I hope. How cool would it be? Double the sausage, double the fun.
Wait. Oh, right, because you can mix and match. You can mix and match shoulders.
A right shoulder.
Oh my god!
And you can do a left sausage.
So wait, so you for sure can then have double sausages, right? If you can mix and match.
Because there's no sausage that was ever on your other shoulder. It was only
ever
on your right, I believe.
I swear to God, I'm gonna be actually upset if that's how they do it. No, that's how they're gonna do it. I'm already upset. I want to have double sausages.
I don't think they know what they started
Blizzard.
here.
There's no point to putting this system in unless you do double sausages.
Walk it back, Ian. Has a cost. This.
As a confirmed listener of this podcast, now that you've left us a review, please, Ian.
We know your true name now. Okay, so this isn't huge news by any data mining means to most people, but I feel like to us, we really need to fucking talk about this humongous spoiler of who the jailer has gained as an ally.
Oh shit, I know exactly who you're talking about. You posted this in our group chat earlier, and we all we have a lot to lose in this game, like a lot of skin in this game. Is that the phrase I'm looking for?
Skin in the game, yeah. Which is funny because Aaron actually kind of soft brought up a similar thing recently in our group chat. He was like, hey, guys, where the fuck is Gallywix? And I was like, he's like, where the fuck is Gallywix? Like, where is this dude? And it'd be really funny if they had Gallywix, like, just join the jailer and then he just like gets away and we don't see him for like 11 more months, and he joins the newest bad guy and we keep facing him.
Yeah, because like he left the Horde and aligned himself with Sylvanas. She yeeted herself into the Shadowlands, is working with the jailer, but like we haven't seen him or Nathanos, but he hasn't died like Nathanos, so he's not confirmed even in the Maw. So where is he? Great question, Aaron.
Which is funny, because now I feel like we kind of edged our listeners who aren't watching the data mine to be like, oh my god, is it Gallywix? And we're like, no, hang on. No, it's not.
Don't worry. Your expectations are probably here. Holds hand above head. I'm going to need you to lower them down to here. Touches table.
I mean, I feel like our listeners know that their expectations should be like, holds hand at table, below table.
They're like, wow, these guys care about a character. It's probably some background-ass motherfucker from 2010.
I'm fucking sitting on my hand. It's covering my hole. The expectations are so low for this person. It's not Gallywix. But it is.
Oh, that's hot.
It is. Okay, well, slow down. We already determined that we're fucking on the show. And I didn't know that you think, Mom, turn it off.
Oh, she already turned it off like 20 minutes ago.
Anyway.
As soon as she heard the name Gallywix, she picked up her purse and walked out of the room.
You know what sucks? Okay, wait, hint. Let me get to the no, fuck that. It's an. I was gonna tell a story about how it's impossible to watch any movie with her because
You've already said.
I know.
she
The
nags
second-
the movie, so she stopped showing her movies.
the second it gets to be like even a little bit nerdy, she's out. She's done. Okay, but it's actually another green fellow. Well, I guess formerly green fellow because he ain't green no more. A fucking Thermoplug. What's his first name?
Sicko Thermoplug.
Sicko Mechgineer Thermoplug has fucking joined the jailer. He was sent to the mall directly because he's such a bad fucking person, which is good. He committed genocide against the gnomes. He literally made them kill each other.
And yeah, I will say, like, some people say that the system that the Shadowlands is running is a little unfair, a little predetermined, a little not right, feels off. I say this feels perfectly right. If there's somebody who deserves to be yeeted into the maw immediately, it's this dude.
What I don't get is Sicko Thermoplug, I guess, through his goofballery, did shut down an entire city, but is he really that big of a threat that the jailer's like, whoa, gotta pluck this guy, gotta make him a little lieutenant?
I mean, I think so. Because if you think about, okay, take the gnome jokes out of the system, right? The jailer just sees the gnomes as a group of people who are very intelligent, bring great things to the table in terms of machinery. And he sees, basically, I'm treating the jailer as the devil. He's watching from below, and he's like, wow, this guy's really fucking up his own people. For what? For why? Why is he literally gassing his people with
jealousy.
zombie gas?
Just because he didn't turn High Tinker, he gas attacked half his people and destroyed their city.
And so, like, that, he was like, you know what? I fucking like that. Let's keep this dude around. Like, he knows how to fucking betray somebody. I betrayed somebody in the past, I'm pretty sure. So let's have this guy do it too.
So, just to be clear, I feel like the data mining is showing that he is going to be a Mossworn battle pet. Is that true?
Now we do, so again, with the data mining is so early that we don't know a lot about where these things come from. It's very possible. So right now, currently, Thermoplug's form is through a Mossworn gnome-themed battle pet. But this Mossworn gnome could drop off of killing the actual Thermoplug when we go deeper into the maw, right? He could be like a world boss in Koresh? Is that what the zone is called that we're going to?
It is. So I checked the wiki here.
Korthia, is that what it's called?
Yes. And also I checked the wiki. He is... It sort of looks like he'll be a world boss type thing. He has become an entity called Mortal Evening Star. Mortal Evening Star is a ruthless tormentor of the smallest souls who some say he was known in life as Thermoplug. So it sounds like he'll be a character in Korthia that probably you get to kill.
So, like, even if he drops off of another random world boss, I can't wait to get this bitch and use my battle pet chain on him and drag him around Norragon and make everybody fucking look at him and what a fucking idiot traitor he's become as my personal pet slave that I will make do inappropriate things to the world.
It'll humble him a little bit to know that he's on the same level as Sunflower.
Or Bananas. I'm going to go to him and I'm going to say, you were a dungeon boss, and now you're on the same team as Bananas.
Nobody wants to ever see you.
Not Bananas!
Like, I'm convinced Bananas doesn't exist, but while we're speaking about Bananas, are we going to make this goal of getting Daisy the Sloth? I'm a little worried, guys.
Well, okay, as somebody who's donated, have you guys donated yet?
Yes.
I
$5.
meant to. I will do that immediately after this podcast recording.
Hang on, let me pull it up right now and see what we're currently at.
So the end date is April 26th. That's how long we have to donate to this.
That's really soon.
I know their whole thing is like, we need your help to do it. Can you really imagine if we don't need it? And they're like, well, shit, we modeled it. It looked pretty cool. Guess we're going to put it in the vault.
Well, so I imagine what's going to happen is if we don't meet it by like a certain week or day, they probably will just donate the remainder of the money to them. Currently, we are at 800,050. I can't read numbers like this. I'll let an engineer read these numbers out loud.
Well, here I am. We are at $852,520 raised out of the 1 million total. So I'm a little worried. Like, we only have like 10 days left.
For reference, I'm pretty sure like 4 days ago we were at 800,000. Like, I don't think there was even like a 52 on there. So, I mean, yeah, not looking very good.
But I think you're right. I think it'll still be available in game. What they might just add it to the store and make it like $20 and say like buy it, and we'll make the money go to Doctors Without Borders. That's probably the way they'll get around it.
Or they're literally being like, well, once Immunization gives money to this thing, then maybe we'll also give money. I gave like $25 to $30 because I don't know why. I just remember I picked.
Well, which is it, 25 or 30?
I don't remember, but it was at least 25, but it was a maximum of 30. I wouldn't give 31 to this. Let's be real. I'm not rich by any fucking means. I don't have that kind of money tossing around.
Let's be clear. Slidewhistle does not have $31 worth of Daisy money.
Well, mostly I just don't want to get stuck with just bananas. He's so ugly. Who wants just bananas? And again, I repeat, didn't Gershom say that she also has not seen anybody with bananas?
No, she said, I believe she said that, yeah, she has bananas now because everyone has bananas now, but she also has not summoned it. And I just want to say, I do not know anybody who has personally summoned bananas or seen bananas or cared. So I am prescribing to the theory, this new conspiracy theory, that bananas doesn't exist, y'all.
Bananas is a big government, a big Blizzard psyop. He doesn't exist.
Big Bobby Kotick. Like, literally, even after we talked about it, I still did not log on and summon bananas. And I've still not seen a bananas in my Overboast or in my Covenant Sanctum.
Yeah, I mean, I claimed bananas and never summoned him. Because I hardly ever summon my battle pets, period. But
yeah, like, if they're not a sunflower, why would I summon the pet? Like, I love the sunflower. Aaron, do you have a singing sunflower pet?
I do not, unfortunately. And it's something that is easily accessible, but I just have not done it.
I highly recommend you go out to whatever zone that is.
Is it Western Plaguelands?
I think it may be. You literally just have to do like 6 or 7 Plants vs. Zombies games in World of Warcraft, and then you get the sunflower. And what's great about sunflower is that she will sing during like raid. So if you summon her, she'll go sunflower, but then like randomly while I'm like biting the enemy, she'll be like and I'm like, damn girl, you're humming louder than like the bosses. Like, chill.
Yeah, like in the background we have like Dark Lady and Nerva like screaming at us about anima, and then just like
my favorite is on Stone and Generals when Kyle's going blah, blah, and then you hear Sunflower just she don't give a fuck.
Speaking of not giving a fuck about what is going on in the surroundings, we can talk about how and also how I feel like they basically just confirmed everything that we assumed. And by that, I mean, we assumed that the rune carver was the Primus, but they revealed that the Primus's model looks nothing like the rune carver and looks actually a lot like the original jailer model we saw at BlizzCon 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, he became sort of like a little wizard man.
I didn't even think about the last part about him being like the jailer model. So yeah, they posted the model of the Primus on Wowhead, and the comments were not it. Let me tell you, People are mad.
Oh no.
People are literally like, so when I first saw the image of the Primus, I was like, oh my god, that's not the rune carver. Like, it's not him at all. And then like they went into detail in like the broadcast text about how you hand him this little like medallion that he crushes. He doesn't really crush it. He was in his pocket.
Oh, I was gonna say, what does he do?
Crush the medallion. But he just kind of grabs it, and then it says the Primus takes the sigil in his hand, and then he transforms into... I'm like, wait, what? Like, wait, he's doing like a little like anime girl, like Sailor Moon sigil, ha! And he like transforms into like this beautiful looking wizard old man.
I'm gonna be really disappointed if they don't make a cutscene where he holds it above his head. We start getting Sailor Moon type graphics. We get a little bit of like future funk playing in the background, and then he transforms into this new model. I'll be very disappointed if that's not it, Blizzard. Come on.
So why were people mad? Were they mad that just he didn't look like the statue?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
he doesn't. He looks like an old cantankerous wizard man.
I mean, I will say this is probably not the first time in history where somebody's statue exaggerates their features, makes them look a little more handsome than they actually are, probably.
I think the Primus statue is uglier than the actual model for the Primus.
Well, I mean, it's like taller and more intimidating.
Yeah,
it looks like a
it
powerful
has
force.
It has like a straight back. It's like, I'm a scary ghost man. The guy that we actually have is like a little hedge bandit. He's like, ho, it's me, the Primus.
I will bring you to the table the main complaint of the Wowhead people about the Primus.
What do they say?
Here's my best Wowhead commenter voice. The statue of the Primus only has 4 fingers, and the Primus model has 5.
Wow. That's
I'm sorry,
unforgivable.
is this what they're held up about?
Yes, it is actually what they are held up. They were literally arguing about the number of fingers on his hands during the statue.
Okay, I don't exactly know how like sculpture statue work is brought about, but I will just say if it's anything like drawing people, I'm very bad at drawing hands, and like let me just say like five digits is hard. Like maybe they're just like or wait, which one is which? Does the actual one have 5 and the statue has
real
4?
man has 5? So that's accurate because people would have 5 fingers, and when they were sculpting him, when they were drawing him, they're like, fuck it, just make it 4. We're lucky that the Primus statue doesn't just have his hands in his pockets, because that's usually how I get around it.
Having 1 less finger.
Yeah, we're lucky that the Primus like statue didn't just have like me hands that are just like circle orb things.
Also, he doesn't have a bunch of armor, and he's not wearing like a weird dress mask. Like, I mean, there's other things that they could have harped on, but they were like, his fingers, I counted them.
I mean, like, also, like, that mask that he wears looks almost like a Warlock tier set. So maybe the man, he just got his statue taken in a different Mog, and then after he got his statue taken, he just changed clothes. You know what I mean?
It almost
who
looks
cares?
like he got sculpted when he was young and virile and hot, and now he's, like, old. He's like, yeah, I'm nasty. I live in Maldraxxus. What do you expect?
I gotta get a crooked back and some really slimy cape going here.
He's just trying to fit in, you know? I mean, that's all we all hope to do, you know? Well, I feel like it's about time for us to head on in to our sexiest NPC of the world 2.0 Southwest bracket.
Southwest side.
So, we have a lot of difficult matchups this week, but let's just start off from the top of the Southwest bracket. In this first matchup, we have Lawrence E. Craft, we have Grumble Grimhammer, and we have Cenarius.
Okay, so I feel a little bad. I love all of our nominees, but the fact that I had to just Google who Grumble Grimhammer was.
Ooh, he was even fan suggested.
Okay, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Slow. I just read. Listen, do you know how many fucking people are similarly named Grumble Grimhammer in this game? I.e., also people who we have called Grumble as a joke? Probably a lot.
I feel like I like nickname every other person I meet Grumble as a joke, so...
Excuse me, Grumble Grimhammer is distinctly different from his cousin, Grimble Grumblehammer. Or
Listen.
Grimble Grumhammer.
After reading about Grumble Grimhammer, I officially support him being on the docket because I'm one of the only people in BFA to interact with him. Grumble Grimhammer was on Mechagon Island, where he was a part of the brawl in that waterfall that literally nobody fucking went to.
Yeah, you were like the only one before they patched it out, right? Or is it just not a thing anymore? Or like there's no there's no achievements tied to it anymore. That's what it is.
Yes, they patched out the achievement, so then everybody stopped visiting poor Grumble. I was on Grumble's doorstep that first fucking month. I was like, Grumble, please give me your fucking cool shit.
I thought you were about to say you were the only one who ever went to Mechagon. I was like, boy, I fought that fight. I bled that blood.
Oh,
I'm
no,
exalted
no.
with them.
Oh no, like Slide and I both for some reason got the like Mecha Done achievement, which is like probably one of the most self-loathing things I've ever done in my life, and I hate myself to begin with. So that's a big statement.
I'm really torn if the Nagitar one was worse or Mechagon was worse. I think Nagitar was worse, considering I finished that after Mechagon.
No, you fucking take that back. Just because you finished it last, like there's like, like the lab cave like inherently takes you a long fucking time. You just have to go once a week, but like, it's not luck there. It's luck in Mechagon.
Okay, I really fucking love Grumble, actually, so this is hard.
So I will say this. I'll throw myself on the line first. One, Lawrence E. Kraft, he's a charlatan. I don't respect him. He was a hottie. I used his body, but I want him outie.
I think I can second that notion because we found out that he was a fake too. He stole the namesake and work of these other people.
My man's wrote one book and pretended to write 9 of them.
It's Lawrence E. Kraft. Listen, he was crafty. Is not being crafty not sexy? Hello?
It is in its own way.
Slide is just trying to cover because he still has that signed Lawrence E. Kraft novel on his mantelpiece.
I waited in line for this fucking signature. Okay, no one's talking about Cenarius, and we all know, not even including WoW mythology into this, Greek mythology, centaurs are fucking sexy. Harry Potter, fucking sexy. You know they got a big dick. You know they do. Think about how pulsating their balls are.
Cenarius is a real hottie, and all you horties can blame yourselves for this, I don't like his big wood hand. I don't want to be cuddling with my man. He hits me with that big scratchy hand.
Wait, what do you mean? He could literally, if he really loved you, Aaron, he could sand his hand down into the perfect sexual pleasure shape.
Whoa. I'm not supporting this whole, like, Beauty and the Beast. Like, you can change your man narrative on this podcast.
Maybe he wants to change for you. That's
also,
supportive.
And I'm just going to say, I respect people who are already in relationships, and clearly he and Malfurion have something going on behind
He's his
Tarani's back.
father.
And I don't want to step in on that.
Oh, that's kind of hot, though.
He sees him as like a daddy, not like a
Yeah,
daddy.
A zaddy.
No, I would have added the Z if it was a zaddy.
said-
I did not.
Malfurion is always going, Tyrande, I'm going to go sleep with Cenarius. And then she goes, that makes sense. You're druids, you're sleep. And then he goes, Cenarius, give me that big donkey dick. And I don't want to be in between them.
Okay.
Emotionally.
Hear me out here. I do have some more lines that Grumble Grimhammer says. Are you ready for this? These are current lines as a BFA. The wee prince of this island commands we don't fight the horde swine here. You think I ever let a darned gnome tell me what to do? Okay, first of all, a little racist towards gnomes. Let's chill out there, Grumble. Let's chill out. But then he says, you want to fight? We got a place outside of town where the rules aren't so strict. Unless you'd rather cuddle up with the stinking horde running around here instead. Is that what you like, name? Damn, okay, Grumble.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, one of the main reasons why we determined that Grumble was so sexy was because, per listener suggestion, and also, like, we got the whole audio, like, sent to us of every anti-horde thing he's ever said, which is a lot. It was a very long video, and, that's pretty hot.
He was also the one who you talked to in Alterac Valley versus the Horde, so it makes sense why he's so anti-Horde, which I fucking love.
I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I'm voting for Grumble.
Well, I'm gonna make that 2, baby. Let's go.
I'm gonna make it 3, but only because, okay, so the lines that I just read to you guys were his alliance-only lines. He has one, count them, he has one line he ever says to the Horde. I'm Mechagon. And it reads as such. Magni's beard, what a stench! That's all he says to them!
Whew, I mean, he literally said, ooh, these bitches are up from those mud pits straight up. Like, what the fuck? Get out of here.
Grumble, you're getting a 3 vote through, baby!
Okay, I mean, like, off that high that we had of just voting Grumble through, this next matchup is real rough, guys. We got ourselves Remornia, we got ourselves Vexiona, we have ourselves Miranda Moyer, and we have ourselves Terran Gorefiend.
We're talking about blue human, purple wings, Terran Gorefiend.
Miranda Moyer's the banker in BFA. I was like, who the fuck's Miranda Moyer again?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead because sometimes
Aaron, think about it. Aaron, think about it.
No,
freeze.
I'm gonna
stop.
say
Aaron,
is
wait.
that Miranda Moyer, I don't think she's stacking up to these other 3.
Aaron, do you know where she hails from?
I know. Not only is she a Gilnean, but she looks exactly like Susan, like pre-crisis. But she got put in a rough division. There's a lot of sexiness coming out of here that's not from her.
Oh, Miranda, I'm so sorry, baby. Your people forsake you today, left you to die on the battlefield that you fought so long for. Gilnea's sexiness.
My people, she ain't no Worgen. She's just a Gilnean.
You're a Gilnean to your blood and bone. You're not just a Worgen. You're also a Gilnean with a British accent, you hack.
Well, I mean, things are a little heated here, but I just want to, like, slip on in here and say that let's not forget exactly how sexy Remornia is. And not only sexy, she's horny. She wants sex just as much as we do.
I would agree. And she contains a different sexiest NPC of the week in there. We're talking, Remornia's got 2 sexy people in there.
Yeah, because Daddy D is trapped up inside this blade, baby.
Vexiona. Now, hear me out here. Rhymes with Sexiona.
Shit, you do have me. But once again, that's another relationship I'm walking into because clearly she and Voidguard have something going on. And I don't want to be a threesy. I want an exclusivity.
Now let's sit down and talk about Terran Gorefiend. Which Terran Gorefiend are we discussing? Are we discussing all Terran Gorefiends combined?
I believe we are referring to BC era. That is what Vanderlyle suggested, which is, so it is the blue human with a hood and big wings that you fight in Black Temple.
Now, let it be known that this form of Terran Gorefiend basically was like almost the only model to exist at that point. He is the OG Death Knight. Gul'dan's Death Knights. That like he is the head DK. Dick Knight. Think about that. You know he knows how to sex people in the fucking Chamber of Pleasures in the fucking Black Temple.
I'm pretty sure he's actually after the Chamber of Pleasures in, like, the precipice of destruction.
Excuse me.
If I remember the name of his area
He
correctly.
has legs. He can walk around the temple as he pleases. He only has to be in a spot when someone else shows up. He's like, oh god, I'm being paged. Hang on, guys. Hang on, ladies. I gotta come back home.
Well, I feel like we've set the chips out. What are you guys feeling?
Okay, I think I'll be. Oh, Slide's cracking another burr over here in anticipation for this vote. Can't blame him. But I'm gonna be the first one to cast my vote this week. I mean, well, this round. Sorry. And I am going to just. I'm sorry. I have to just vote with Remornia. I feel like she is too hot to skip out on in this round.
I mean, I think I have to agree. Only because A, I call her Rehornia most of the time, and B, she has that line, which I did not think anything about at the very beginning, when she says, I will slash your foes across the walls, or whatever. Right? So she says, but in Dogs with Jobs, is it Holy who says it, or is it Goy? They sound very similar, not gonna lie.
I think they both say it, probably.
I mean, at this point, everyone says it. Where she says, they say, she's gonna do what to my balls? Because it sounds like she says that she's gonna smash their balls across everything. And I'm like, oh my god!
And not to mention, just basically during, like, right before you fight her, she's like, oh, please, master.
She's literally orgasming before she even draws blood. So, Remornia gets my vote.
Remornia gets my vote, too. I can think of few characters that are more sex incarnate.
So far, we are 2 in a row, 3 O's. We are very united, but I feel like this next one might divide us. This might be the hardest matchup in the entirety of the Sexiest NPC of the World 2.0 brackets. So let's just dive right into it. This is a hard one. We have Marasmius, Shroom Daddy. We have King Mechagon. We have Davos, and we have Kragwa the Huge.
This is fucking hard. You have 2 characters that are joke sexy, but that does not mean they're not sexy. They are still sexy in the most funniest, spermtastic, big dick way. You have traditionally sexy Davos, and also behaviorally sexy Davos. And then you have King Mechagon, who's royally sexy, and imagine the attachments this man can put on his dick with the money he has in his vaults.
Also, he is a boss fight that is a quote, air quote, nippler, which is inherently on this podcast sexy.
He shows his nips to the world for you to punch and twist and squeeze.
I'm literally having a bit of a crisis here because I feel like this is a very difficult matchup. It's very unfair that the random.org gods have distributed this in this way to us.
This kind of sucks. Okay, so I came into this as a Marasmius stan, and I don't get it wrong, I still am. This old man knows that sex knows no bounds. He says, ride my rings, champion, and go spread my seed across Ardenweald. And that only, when I say old, it's really putting a not so good term on it. He was here before the Winter Queen was here. He's ancient, and he still knows how to spread his seed across the land.
I mean, and he literally gives you those quests to stroke his stalks. So, I mean, he knows what he wants, and he gets it.
He makes you jerk him off. Is that sexy? Yes, because you can agree to do it or not do it. You have consent in this realm. He's not forcing you to do it. Marasmius' experience and his rep, literally, you don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. And if I could do it 4 times a day, I'd fucking do it.
I mean, consent is very sexy, so you have a great point here.
It's
but
the sexiest.
I will counter, though, and I feel like in this bracket, I feel like Davos is the most traditionally sexy. She got that booty, though, and she's a bad bitch. And I'm honestly kind of sad that they used her in a way that was literally just a boss in a dungeon, because I wanted more Davos. I still want more Davos, but like, at least in the dungeon we got that nice view. We because she's like what 10 times our size. We have a consistent underview, if you know what I mean.
I do love that.
And she crushes us with her feeties. And surely that gets someone going.
But you know what? Part of that is the reason why I almost don't want to send her forward, because she gives validation to people with crushing fetishes, and I don't agree with that, because being crushed just hurts. I don't want to be stepped on. This is gonna hurt. That's gonna kill me.
I'm no potato.
Like, don't fucking sit on me. Like, respect me. And if I ask to be stepped on, I guess that's different. But she doesn't care if you ask or not. She'll step on you regardless in that fucking dungeon if you fuck up. If you don't throw that spear correctly, she's like, nah, you're all dead.
And I will speak on behalf of the Kragwa clan. And particularly, Dracoris from LFR Pod commented on our post saying, Kragwa or we riot. Who else would you hop in the sack with while you're feeling froggy? Frog legs are an aphrodisiac for a reason, you know. And I think he has a point.
Oh, no, he has a huge point. Krogwa the Huge, that's so fucking funny. Because you know why he's called the Huge. That man's frog dick is flopping around. He has so many children of Krogwa that surround him in his little swamp. He fucks, and he shows off that he fucks.
Yeah, so I am very torn in this matchup. What do you guys think overall? We have a lot to consider here.
Aaron, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this bracket?
Well, hearing it all, I think I'm gonna have to go with Krogwa. I mean, Marasmius is great, but I look here and I think the character who has personally fucked me the most, I think about the spirit of Krogwa and how that motherfucker landed on me a million times before I learned how to move in Daza. And God. I can respect that.
I respect your vote. I am going to give my vote to Marasmius. He is one of our first fan recommended sexiest votes, Earth to Vince. We were on the same wage, and he was like, you know what? Marasmius deserves to be a sexiest NPC. And we said, you're fucking right, Vince. We agree with you. And he is spreading his spores through the air. He's getting cummies in everybody's hair. That's kind of sexy. Hell yeah, his roots go so deep. Oh, let me tell you, so fucking deep. So Immune, make your decision.
I don't want to have to do this. And I mean, like, I said earlier that like my heart is like I would vote for Davos, but like that would just make a 3-way tie, and then like I'll just basically eliminate King Mechagon, and then we'd have to revote again. So like I basically just need to break this tie right now.
No, you do what you want. If you want to vote for Davos and take out Mechagon and make us choose and think about who we're gonna vote for, honestly do what you fucking want to do.
I'm going to do it because mainly as a statement against all mechanomes everywhere, because I will refuse to acknowledge that they exist. I am voting for big booty bitch Davos.
This. No matter how royal you are, the diapers make you immediately unsexy. I think we can all agree on that.
Sorry, mechanomes.
Okay. Round 2 of this bracket, boys. We have Marasmius, Davos, and Kragwa. We all need to come to a conclusion here, one way or another. Yeah, we all need to come to a conclusion here.
Oh man, okay, so you're right. Davos is hang on, let me look at the bracket. Who we have so far going forward? No, that's cheating. No, this is in the moment, bracket by bracket look at. What is she wearing? What does Davos wear? How much thigh does she show?
She shows a lot of thigh, and
no, you know what? No,
everyone, I'm bringing out my worst, most vile weapon, heterosexuality. She is looking real good.
Okay, just the fact that you brought this up makes me need to change my vote immediately on this podcast.
So what made me decide to not vote Davos is I went to google.com, Google, the search engine, and I typed in Davos to get an image of her thighs, and I was not thinking when I typed in Davos that I was gonna get an image of Betsy DeVos. And seeing Betsy DeVos literally made my penis go inside of itself, and it's no fault of Davos, but god damn it, look at that fucking face. Now I'm just mad. Davos is no, it's DeVos. I can't vote for Davos. I literally cannot.
Okay, so I feel like effectively we are now between Marasmius and Cragwa the Huge. So take that as you will, boys.
He sounds so sad that he looked over
fair.
and he saw Betsy's face and he went, "Oh man."
Okay, I'm
Yet
gonna
again, Betsy DeVos is fucking things up for undeserving people.
and particularly Slidewhistle.
I will submit my vote for the original Ardenweald progenitor. What is that? Is it progenitor? Oh man, is it
Progenitor sounds correct.
Oh god, I hope that's right. Marasmius, who seeded the forests with his beautiful mushroom sperm, who has given me such great life advice as a fellow gay uncle to me, but not really an uncle, but like the role of an uncle who else wants to fuck me. I'm down with that. Marasmius, let's go! Big mustache man, give me that ride. Well, Immune, what do you say?
I feel like, again, it's down to me, probably, unless Aaron has decided to switch his vote, but...
I mean, if I won't lie, former administrator of education Betsy DeVos has really deflated things, so I'm returning to Kragwa.
And that is more than fair enough. And honestly, I'm so sorry, Slidewhistle and Vince, but I feel like I also need to vote for Kragwa the Huge. Mainly because I feel like they designed this character for this category. You can't just call him the Huge and not expect us to name him Sexiest NPC, right?
I would like you both to show me a frog penis right now. How huge can a frog penis possibly be? That is a jade statue. That does not count.
Surprisingly large, actually.
That's
I'm
not.
looking
That
at
is
this
not
frog.
real. That cannot be real. Come on. That is so fake.
I mean, it doesn't change my vote. I am still voting for Kragwa the Huge.
Now I'm just getting a picture of Crazy Frog when he had little nuts.
I was gonna say, why do they keep giving me crazy frog dick? I don't want to see crazy frog dick. Oh, they zoomed in on the crazy frog dick.
Okay, well, before I regret this vote, we need to move on. We're, running a little long here. So our next matchup is Chromie Baby, Illidan Stormrage, Shadowlord Iskar, and Sludge Fist. What do you guys think of this bracket?
I don't really honestly care about any of these people.
I mean, for me, I immediately hone in on Chromie versus Illidan, and I love Chromie. She's fun, but if we're going sex appeal, I gotta go Illidan. He's a big beefcake.
I feel like I kind of agree that Illidan is he's hot. He's got the bod, and he also has that, ooh, I'm mysterious and, moody sex appeal.
I don't see anybody beating a shirtless, large night elf demon hunter.
And he's... I don't want to be rude and crude. He's got 2 extra holes, because he took out his eyeballs.
Oh,
Someone's
no.
about that.
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna put their dicks in fell holes because they are permanently
You
fell
don't know.
burning. But
I feel like any hole Illidan has is probably a fell hole at this point.
true, it's very true. It's a fell hole. I vote Illidan.
I haven't had a good bowel movement in years, champion. It's just a fell hole down there.
I can't believe you guys picked a horrid frog instead of a beautiful mushroom who loves all life.
I'm sorry, but at least in this round we are back on the same page. There's another 3-0 and Illidan moves on.
Can I
correct?
please get a Night Fae host here and not 2 morons who live in fucking Castlevania? I'm sick of these fucking... This is bullshit.
Hey, that has nothing to do with Kragwa's sex appeal.
Remember last week how you guys decided to not vote for this very, very sexy General Dr. Raven?
I don't even care about
Hey,
that.
that was episode 120 business. Stone Golem earned their place.
He's literally...
We're moving on.
He's shaped like a penis. He's shaped like a little chode. And you said he's not sexy. Disrespectful as fuck.
Okay. Anyways, back up to the top here. We have Grumble Grimhammer against
Remornia wins. We all know it. Vote Remornia. Let's go.
I mean, I was gonna do it too, so like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
I feel
so,
like this is a
sorry,
cakewalk,
Grumble.
I vote Illidan.
Yeah, so this next matchup we have Cragwa the Huge and Illidan Stormrage. What do you guys think?
I mean, I do like Illidan over Cragwa, I gotta say.
I don't see how a stupid frog is gonna beat Illidan in the sexy realm. Illidan is literally not wearing a shirt, like, ever.
Is Illidan wearing pants, or is he just
Okay,
wearing, like, bandages?
alright,
I
fine.
don't remember.
His pants do detract, like, 1000% from his sexiness because he's wearing, like, shitty, like, homemade alpaca-lined fur pants that look horrible. They look so fucking bad.
He's wearing distinctly more clothes than I remember him. I thought he had goat legs, but no, they were just, like, brown slacks.
It's goat feet, but not goat legs.
So do you detract your vote, or are you still voting for Illidan?
I'm still voting for Illidan because what is Carla wearing? Nothing. And frog dicks are not that large.
For the record, Dracoris, at least, I'm voting for Cragwa the Huge, but, you know, sorry, we might have to riot.
Excuse me, I'm not going to pander to people. I'm going to vote for who I think is the sexiest overall, and that's Illidan, who's a night elf.
I saw his HOTS model where he's just a night elf, and I was like, ooh. When he loses those wings, he loses a lot.
Okay, well, anyways, based on his Warcraft model, I suppose, are you still voting for Illidan as well, Aaron?
Yes.
Okay, so our final matchup of this bracket is Remornia/Rehornia against Illidan Stormrage. What are our thoughts, boys? Who will win this Southwest bracket?
These are two actually sexy people, so, like, this is actually kind of hard. This is actually very difficult.
Of this era, these are two of the most hot individuals.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted because I feel like a lot of people may have possibly had their sexual awakening with Illidan Stormrage, but then, like, Remornia is very, very horny and hot tribe. She's ready at any given moment.
It's not really fair to be like, Illidan's locked away currently. We don't see him. He's fighting Sargeras. But, like, he served his time in Legion to show us maximum sex chest appeal. Remornia is just the most current fling that we have, but goddamn, is she probably the horniest character I've ever encountered in a video game.
I hate to peel back layers like an onion. There's like, this person's funny, so they're sexiest. This person's sexy, so they're sexiest. Remornia, I'm pretty sure Ian was like, make her sexy. make her horny, make her a sassy slut blade.
Like there's not one line she has that is not dripping in, like, sexiness.
I think you're onto something here, Aaron. I feel like Ian purposely designed her saying, guys, we need to make a character that will go very far in the sexiest NPC of the world 2.0 bracket.
Did you even listen last year? Who was Commander Linden? I don't know that guy.
Oof.
We gotta engineer a character to get to top spot.
If only Crispin listened to our pleas and recorded an intro for us. That's the voice actor for our boy, Commander Linden. Alright, well, I'm gonna vote Remornia, but only because her voice lines are so sexy. Similar to how sexy Marasmius' voice lines are, but you two fuckers don't even understand because you don't even go there.
Well, now you know how I felt last week. I'm also voting for Remornia.
No, I don't know how you feel, because Marasmius would spank Dr. Avon in Sexiest. He would literally fuck him with himself. Thank you very much.
I'd pay to watch that.
Yeah, it sounds great. Maybe if he did, he'd be moving on. But Remornia wins this week. She is the winner of the Southwest bracket.
How does Stone Golem compete against Remornia?
Last year, the theme seemed to be humans. This year, it's shaping out to be animated inanimate objects.
/ beings that Ian Hazuko manufactured to win our bracket, apparently.
Oh my god, it's been an hour 20. Holy shit, fuck.
we gotta get ready. Let's head on into our top two bottom boot or medium moot of the week. Aaron, what do you got this week?
This week, I've got a luxurious top two.
Toot toot.
This week, we did a full clear of Castle Nathria, including Daddy Denathrius, and the stars aligned in front of my computer, and he gave me his shoulders. So not only did I increase my 190 shoulders to 220, but I'm Castlevane now. Oof.
Ooh, Castlevane, after I got it.
Yes. But I got mine from actual Daddy. You got yours from Sexiest NPC of the world, loser, the Great Vault.
Watch your fucking mouth, right fucking nub, or I pop it. I will pop your fucking mouth into a million pieces.
It popped. But, yeah, I'm Castlevane, and I appreciate that.
Castlevane.
Slidewhistle, what is your TTBBMM?
I have a top two, but it's hinging on a blue post with one sentence, one line of a sentence. Don't look at it, Immune, you fucking cheating ass.
Okay, fine. I'm looking away. I'm facing the wall now, so please read this post. I do not know what you're about to say.
5 hours ago, posted by enemy of the pod Squishy, the guy who fucking recommended you should take away Shadow Meld from Night Elves because I'm a Horde character and we don't get Shadow Meld.
I was gonna say, how do you know that this is an enemy of the pod?
Because I fucking, whenever I see most by Squishy, I'm like, this is the fucking bitch who was like, Night Elves are too OP in the class. Take it away from them. Shut up, Squishy, you bitch. However, Squishy did bring something very important to us about Burning Crusade Classic. The last line on the latest blue post about TBC Classic reads as such. Landro Longshot will not offer WoW trading card game code redemption. Developers notes. We do not intend for the Burning Crusade Classic to make duplicate use of WoW TCG codes. Nor do we want players who have unredeemed codes to have to choose between games for redemption. Landro Longshot may be repurposed in Burning Crusade Classic for a different use, but that will not be related to the WoW trading card game. So for reference, Lando Longshot lives in Booty Bay, and when you have a TCG code, like I have had several, you bring it to Landro, you punch in like a 32 hex code that's randomized, and he gives you your item that you earn from your TCG card. This gives me hope that they are only introducing the Dark Portal Hearthstone because you cannot obtain it any other way.
I was going to say, this alone is setting some precedents that is very favorable to what you want. So this is big news.
Because basically, they're probably, since they're not going to offer to anybody, and people in the comments are saying, it's not going to be the same without having the items. The items were part of a TBC in the first place. If they just let you buy them at a premium, then they're still there. And then I don't have to have my shit stolen from me. My favorite is this comment that says, they should come up with a way to bring TCG back for TBC only. It won't be the same without rewards. You want them to bring back the trading card game just for shitty Burning Crusade Classic?
Oh, yeah, only for Classic. When you go to your local Wizards of the Coast, your local Fun for All, you have to show your login information for TBC Classic. Is that a WoW Yum login? I don't think so. You can't get the cards.
So, I feel very safe now. Basically what this means is, think about it. If you want to have the Dark Portal Hearthstone, or if you want to have bananas... I can't even say it with a straight face.
I mean, no one's going to have bananas in Classic, like TBC Classic, or in, like, WoW Yum, because bananas doesn't exist, y'all. We know this.
Well, so what they're going to do is, they're probably going to offer these items in a tier list, right? If you Give us an extra $5, you get bananas. Give us an extra 20, you get bananas. No Dark Portal Hearthstone. Give us an extra 40, whatever, what the price is, you get bananas, Dark Portal, and you get the mount, which is the, I think it's the Death Steed, something like that. So, because otherwise you're spending lots of money to get the cards put in the game. If you spend an extra like $40-$30 maximum to get them, what's the fucking difference, right? Like the same diff. Because the pool is going to be smaller, people who have it playing BC is going to be smaller. It makes more sense. I feel relieved, and I swear to God, I will light fires under people's asses if they make this a dual. You get it in classic and retail, but I think that will not happen now.
Yeah, I think you are probably safe with this announcement.
Thank God. I mean, what's your TTBBMM?
I'll be quick since we're a little over right now. I have a top 2 this week, and it is similar to Aaron's. And it was the fact that, like, yeah, we full cleared on Heroic this week with the guild. And I brought my Hunter Metalloid, because we were one group, we had enough healers that, like, I could just DPS the entire time. And I also did not volunteer to switch, or like there were times when like we could probably use another healer. I'm like, nah, I'm fine. Like I don't want to switch. So I was just on my DPS the entire time, and I got AOTC on my Hunter, baby. And I feel like, I'm like, I'm not a liability on my DPS. I'm here, and sadly, I don't think I really got any loot, but whatever. And honestly, maybe I should have brought my main on Denathrius because I still need a trinket off him. And I don't have Castle Vane like you guys. I'm just like sitting on the outside of VIP like, okay, I'll wait for some time. Although I looked at it, I still have a lot of gear I need in both normal and heroic. Because like you get it for just finishing one of them, right?
I believe so, yeah. Because I'm like 5 of 9 on normal and 9 of 9 on heroic.
Yeah, I'm like 8 of 9 on one and like 4 of 9 on the other one. So it might be a minute for me. But overall, yeah, that is my top 2 of the week.
And with that, we're out of here. Justice for Marasmius. Any viewer, Vince, hear me out. Vince, if you resubmit Marasmius as a sexiest NPC, I'll put him in the bracket and I'll tell nobody. It's not allowed. The rules are flexible. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, Marasmius send-ins, email us at donotRelentPod@gmail.com. donotRelentPod@gmail.com. DO.NotRelentPod@gmail.com.
I was like, ooh, dear.
Send it in.
Not that many letters.
It's really hard. Well, I was just reading. Okay, so I got an alert about the Chicago shooting that just happened to Adam Toledo. I did not know this was happening. I was asleep during this. This is fucked up, so that's really throwing me for a loop. But anyway, leave us a review on Warcraft Radio. We love hearing what you have to say about us. We have one more review to read next week, and then we're out of shots. Vanderlyle, you're up next. So fill up our review bank. What about you guys? Where can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, I am Alex or Immunization, and you can find me on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you could follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigAcheesy on Twitter.com, and you can read our literary musings at DoNotRelent.livejournal.com. I had a good one that's in my head, and here I am speaking words, so I'm going to force myself to write it down.
Get them words off there. Alright, but we are out of here. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Smooches.
Mwah. Okay, bye. And remember...
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.